You're floating and surrounded by purple smoke. Does that sound familiar at all?
I still don't even know what you're talking about. Why don't we find some water, clean ourselves, and you tell me what the hell has happened?
Red paint marked across his face and down his torso and his legs as he moves forward. Reveal the body of a horse.
Whether you like it or not, whether it be today, tonight, tomorrow, next week, they are coming, and you are at danger here.
Unfortunately, we must leave. We are heading back to Phandalin to join our families until things tide over.
we just start running and like, now would be a great time to take out the purple.
What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Songs from the Abyss, where they say you should never do something, and we do it anyways. I am your Dungeon Master, aka Daddy Mommy, Ernell Pearson, alongside my two good friends tonight. Firstly, we have the Hellfire and Brimstone himself, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton.
Hey, there's a sound playing on a loop in Describe.
Oh, is there? Oh, that's my bad.
I was just like, I'm pretty sure I just like heard like a sword and shield sound or something.
Wait,
but something definitely just played.
There's nothing playing. That's weird.
Yeah, it kept playing that every few minutes,
Oh, so was it just me?
Yeah, it
Apparently,
was me too.
apparently not, dude. Yeah, my bad. But there was nothing playing on my side. I don't know why it was doing that to you guys. That's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, hi, hello.
Hey, Garrick, what's happening, dude? It's been a little while.
I know.
Been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a little minute. D&D and Warhammer and D&D and nerd.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you nerding out in the same time window in which you are nerding other places. It's good to have you back, my good sir. But it's also good to have our other friend back. It is DJ Symphony.
What are you doing, baby?
What do, baby? DJ, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Tired. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Me too.
Cool about that.
Same, man. I know. Rest in peace, us, dude.
I gotta make some money, some schmeckles.
Dude,
Yeah, dude. You do got to make those schmeckles, man. Eventually, life is all about just making your next schmeckle.
Hey, at least I get little 401k,
really.
little benefits. Some benefits.
Get your
Oh
schmeckles.
yeah, actually. Do you get benefits from this job?
Yeah, actually, I get some benefits. I'm at tier 1 right now, where I get 20% off at the store. I get a 401k. There's like a little emergency fund type of thing, and then I think there's a tier 2.
Okay,
So,
I see you, doggy.
a crisp little 15 an hour as well. 15.
Yes,
So,
I like that. I love that for you, doggy dog. That's what we're talking about. Good. Congratulations, my boy. Rest in peace, though, to you for having to go to work tomorrow as well. So we will be keeping you in our wishes. But until then, gentlemen, a little bit of housekeeping for everybody at home. So, guys, Good Kraken has a number of episodes that are out now, including, firstly, the Shipwreck Show. We got to talk about some things that scare us that maybe shouldn't, but that's okay.
Yeah, man, I got a list of them. I'm sad I wasn't there. But hey,
I'm sad you weren't there either, my friend. I'm sad you weren't there either. And then we also have the newest episode of Good Kraken's Death Ratio, where these two fine gentlemen got to do a rundown of Gamescom opening night live, as well as talk about a few other tidbits of wonder in there as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of announcements.
A lot of cool stuff. If
Yeah.
you guys want to catch up on that, you know where to find them. You know what I'm saying? Good Kraken's Death Ratio. That's where it's at.
We talk about the whole shebang.
That's right. That's right, baby. And then listen, if you're watching this episode, it means I'm really hoping you watched the last episode of Songs from the Abyss, our D&D podcast. Hey, you're here. Go watch the last episode if you haven't yet. It is a banger. We are bangers. We're pumping out bangers. It's all banging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Banger,
it's banging like
banger,
fucking crazy.
banger.
Feels good, man.
Bang.
Feels good. And and then in the meantime, you guys can go to goodkraken.com, where you guys can get all sorts of lovely merchandise. And don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon at a paid subscription tier in order to get cool little goodies like early access to episodes, discounts on merch, and all sorts of wonderful things from there. And it'll be a good time. Reminder for everybody, we will not be doing an episode next week, as me and Devin will both be gone that week. I have a wedding. Devin has tour. Garrick is going to be gone again. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's only back for 1 night, 2 nights. He's back for 2 nights. He's gone again. So just hang tight. We'll be back. We'll be back the following week. And who knows what'll happen on this show then, but we shall find out. Because in the meantime, my boys, during your last session, Leon's patron took control.
You into the fucking woods.
Yeah. Leon's patron took control of his mind and used him to attack the party at Falcon's hunting lodge. The battle ensued with Cloud leaping toward Leon, but the patron was prepared for the attack and launched him out into the Neverwinter woods, leaving the rest of the group to have to find a way to free Leon themselves. Moonwind attempted to disarm the patron, but unfortunately was almost met his demise when taking a direct shot from an eldritch blast. The dark beings summoned creatures of shadow to try and dispatch the adventurers, but Boris cut them down with haste just before Falcon began rolling out his hunting tools to assist. Jackal makes his way to the rooftop for a better vantage point, while Falcon tried to fight off some of the shadow creatures until he was struck by one and saw a vision of a glowing eldritch symbol shattering like glass. He recognized this as some sort of hint to slow down the patron and instructs Jackal to aim for one of the glowing symbols around Leon. The bolt strikes true, and the destruction of the symbol causes some sort of panicked reaction in the patron's control over Leon. Falcon then tackles Leon, pinning him to the ground long enough for Boris to help Moonwind back to consciousness and for the party to help hold the warlock down. The patron tries to escape by flying off, knocking Boris off of the pile while the rest stay clinging on. That is until the patron lets off a large blast, sending everyone in scattered directions above the trees of the woods and leaving Boris alone at the lodge. Before we kick things off today, my good sirs, neither of you have heroic inspiration.
Well, fuck you two then, man.
Shit,
all right.
shit.
All right.
I hate this campaign. I hate this campaign. I hate it.
I give up. I quit.
Going into the woods against my fucking will. Can't even give me heroic inspiration for my troubles.
Can't, man. Sure can't, my boy. Gentlemen, as Garrick dies, let us begin. As your eyes slowly peel open, you can see the shaded gloom of the emerald canopy above, with thin tapes of golden hues stabbing through the darkness to create a low glow. They cut through the fog of the forest like gleaming shine of a knight's blade. But there's a strange stillness to these woods around you, as all you can hear are the low hums of wind blowing through leaves and distant chirps of crows between the trees. The smell of damp moss grows stronger as you feel its soft bedding against the back skin of your arms, and the frigidity of morning dew hugs the back of your head. A cool breeze gently carries across your face as you open your eyelids further, but they quickly shut again to the wincing pains and aches you feel throughout your body. Your arms, legs, and back are all throbbing, as if you had spent days climbing hills. And the soreness makes it difficult to breathe. However, you push yourself to sit upward. Jackal, I want to ask you, as we kick things off here. What are your thoughts as you wake up from this nap, so to speak?
Jackal's feeling a sense of unease. He was just there. We were just at the lodge. What the hell happened? What happened to Leon? What happened to... And he takes a look around, like he sits up, takes a look around. Where the fuck am I? In his mind, he's thinking, this is just like that one time he met that guy with the blue eyes. Fuck, I forgot his name. We're somewhere. Or I'm somewhere. This doesn't make any sense. Quickly, he just looks around himself, he pats himself. He still has all of his gear, right? Still have all of his stuff on.
Yeah.
Relatively unscathed. He's just gonna sit up and stand there and try to see if he can look around. But is there anything I can recognize as I pan around this area?
The area around you, no, there's not really anything more familiar than just the endless ocean of trees that you have become very familiar with the past few days. Until that is, you look down to your right. About 20 feet away, you see this sort of pile of yellow fur laid across the floor. And Cloud, I ask you the same as you sort of open your eyes and push yourself upward. What are you thinking about? What are you feeling?
That can't be who I think it is. Pulls out his crossbow.
Honestly,
Slowly.
my first thought is gonna be like, am I dead?
Yeah.
Did I die? Is this hell? No. This is the woods. Is it the same damn woods I was in? Not where I was. Where the fuck am I?
And Cloud, you sort of sit yourself upward. And you pat yourself around to check yourself for anything you might have been missing. And the axe is still on your back, your wraps are still on your arms, you still have all your sort of main items on you. And you hear the footstep to your left as you peer upward and make eye contact with Jackal, standing just 10 feet away from you. What do you two do seeing each other here?
Jackal, is that you?
Uh-huh. How I know you're not one of those you're not possessed like that motherfucking Leon.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. I jumped onto that thing, it flew out the window, and the next thing I knew, I'm waking up here with you in the middle of these goddamn woods.
I'm trying to figure out if you're real, man.
Who's possessed?
If you're real, what's the nickname I give you? Because life of me, I don't really like saying your name.
Bobcat, you ass hat.
Huh. Seems like you can rhyme. Jackal just points the crossbow away, puts it on his back. Oh shit. Well, we're in a type of predicament. You know where we are?
Do you know? I was going to ask you that same damn thing. I have no idea where we are. We're clearly still somewhere deep in the Neverwinter woods. How far and what direction from the lodge, I have no clue. But I have the knowledge because of my background, and I specifically several episodes ago scrolled upon the map. I would like to look around and try to get our bearings, please.
Yes, Cloud, you may roll me a survival check, my good sir.
Is it nighttime?
No, it is morning. However, this side of the forest particularly is much darker than it was
because the
over
canopy.
at Falcon's Lodge. Yes, the canopy is much thicker.
Yep. So I have an excellent memory of maps and geography. I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me. I also rolled an 18 plus. You said survival, Daddy Mommy?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be 18 plus 5. I think that's 23, unless my math's
23.
really bad.
So, Cloud, you definitely can tell that this is very close to where you guys had rescued Moonwind from earlier. In the eastern section of the Neverwinter Woods, this has to be within 5 miles of the encampment that Moonwind was taken to. And Yargath was defeated in. This is not a part of the forest. You guys have trekked a lot outside of that. But that is also kind of loosely how you know this is where you have to be.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start off by sharing that knowledge with Jackal. Well, it appears that we seem to be close to where we rescued Moonwind. Not overly close. A couple miles or so, I would say, judging by looking at the area that we've been. Everything looks vaguely familiar, but I don't know that I have any sort of pinpoint location for us. But
Why don't you use your animal snout and see if you can sniff them?
I'm not a dog.
Any furry like one?
I'm not a dog. We need to head west, Jackhole.
And as you guys
I don't disagree with you.
pass these words back and forth, you are interrupted by the sound of rustling in a nearby bush.
Oh shit! Who goes there?
Could both of you roll me perception checks, please?
Oh. 18 total.
That is a. What is that? Perception.
Yes, sir.
That is 8 total.
So, Jackal, you kind of pull up your crossbow and you're sort of scrolling the woods back and forth, left to right, looking for where this rustling is coming from. And Cloud, you can see this specific bush maybe 10, 15 feet away from where you stand, straight directly forward. And this bush here starts moving a little bit back and forth. And you guys can see it sort of shifting, shaking strangely, as if something is either in it or behind it trying to get through. What do you do, Cloud?
Jackal. The bush. Over there.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Don't fire so readily, though. Something tells me we can't go off hack to these weird woods.
Hey man, if it starts charging at me, I'm gonna fucking shoot it.
Well, I mean, obviously, but don't shoot blindly into something we don't know what it is.
I'm not
Are
gonna
there any
shoot it.
stones nearby?
What was that?
Any stones?
Are there any stones nearby, like small rocks?
Go ahead and roll me another perception check, please.
Jesus Christ, I rolled an 8 total on that one.
You don't necessarily see any sort of small rocks exactly where you stand. There might be some tucked in the moss underneath your feet, but it would likely take quite a bit of time for you to dig it out of the dirt.
Jackal, shoot the tree next to the bush.
Oh, let's see. All right, I got you. You know, he shoots the crossbow at the tree.
And as the bolt enters the tree nearby the bush, you suddenly hear, "Oh shit! Come on, lads, be careful now." And
Who the hell goes there?
from behind the bush, you see the bald, close-shaven head of a man with large brown fur over his shoulders as Falcon stands up from behind the bush and says, "Oi, lads. I see still in one piece. All's right in the world then?"
Here's the same goes for you. How were you sneaking around, though?
No, lads, need to make sure that you're actually you and not some beastie or something. It's kind of hard to see in these woods. I know you probably have better eyesight than I do in these dark, shady places.
Fair point.
Hard to see, lad. It's hard to see. Well, gents, glad to see you both healthy. Sorry about your friend back there, but unfortunately the show must go on. And I, Falcon, your favorite friend now, has good news and bad news.
Well, shit, just give us the news, brother.
Well, I mean, it's all news around here in these woods, lad, but the good news is we can start there. The Manse I was speaking about is just a bit up north from here. It's an old church property that the Bishop Goran Hertzinger had built a couple decades ago, so the local farmers had some place to worship. But from what my boys have reported, Bishop Gordon hasn't been seen or called for any services since these orc cunts moved their operations into the woods. Now, I know you lads had your own plan going on. We talked about coming here to the Manse together. It would have been great to come here as a group. Probably a lot less shiesty of a situation, but unfortunately, we have to make sure we take care of business out here. And I've got a feeling that the Tusks of Talos have sacked the poor sod at his church and squatted their stinking asses in his place. Now, the bad news is I can't join you all for the fun. I'm getting reports from my boys that the Tusk ritual might be bigger than we even anticipated. And I need to find out more before they pull the wool over our eyes. I need you boys just go to the Manse, find out what you can about the ritual, send those cunts packing, and meet me back at the lodge after, and we'll be right as rain. Got it?
What are we going to do about the others?
The others are fine, mate. Trust me. I've had my boys reporting to me that they're A-okay. Just, we need to get this done.
Even Leon, he was glowing and floating.
I know, lad. I know. We have to get a move on here. These orc cunts have been here far too long. They're up to no good. Things are going to get real bad real fast unless you guys do something with me here. We have to make some moves. Can we agree? Meet me back at the lodge?
Point us in the direction again. We'll go now. You're lucky I need to take my frustrations out on something.
I knew I liked you, cat. Gents, 2 miles north. That's all you're looking at. It's not far from here. Just keep heading north. You'll find it. You'll see it. You can't miss the giant church there. You'll see huge sun painted on the side. That's how you know you're there.
Jackal, grab your bolt from the tree. We don't want anybody nearby knowing we were around. Let's go.
I got you. Well, I walk over and grab the bolt out of the tree. Just yank it.
And Falcon looks over, and you guys can see him sort of start to shake himself off and march off in somewhat relatively close direction to where you guys are going, but not exactly. And he turns back to you and says, I know you're worried about your friend. I promise you everything's okay. Just trust me. I'll see you guys back home. As he disappears into the shadows of the trees again. And you two gentlemen travel your way through the woods north. And as you're sort of trudging your way through the forest trail, you can hear the sound of boars squealing and growing as you march further and further north. And after a couple of hours of your travel there, you guys come to a large clearing of what looks to be a small sort of isolated patch of farmland. And in the midst of which stands a large building with colorful stained glass windows, cracked stone walls, and the painted symbol of a large rising sun across the side of the building that is facing you. And this building sort of sits at the top of a little bit of a hill, not quite as steep as Umbridge is, but still enough to justify a couple flights of stone steps on the way up. And as you sort of approach these steps, you notice that this building is covered in thorny ivy, sort of indicating some strange overgrowth upon the building. And the sides of the trail leading up to the stairs on both sides has rows of pumpkin plants lined with tilled dirt around the property on these different patches of farmland. And amongst those pumpkin patches are several wild boars feeding among the pumpkins. And the boars sort of snort with contempt as you draw nearer and nearer to the property. And gentlemen, I have a map open for you now.
Let's see it.
If you zoom out, you're on the very bottom there. And you guys can see that there's a bunch of sort of cluttered boars sort of around the property, just sort of minding their own business, eating grass, eating pumpkins off the land. What do you two do as we approach the building?
Jackal,
Yeah.
how many... Do we think we can get past these boars unseen?
I mean, maybe me, but I don't know about you.
I'm stuffier than I might look.
You're a big ass fucking bobcat. You think you can't even fit under this grant?
I'm stuffier than I might look.
All right. Well, if you can be a little soft-footed, then we can get past them. Just follow my lead, okay? Jackal kind of just like he goes into like a sneaking little like hunch stance. He starts like just like he almost looks like he's he's like not even moving that much. He's kind of just like gliding.
And as you guys sort of creep your way forward towards the stairs, you can see that the boars, even though they are looking toward you, they see you, very obviously see you. You're not necessarily being aggressive towards you. They're not really showing any signs of you not being permitted here. They're just sort of minding their own business as you approach the church. Where do you guys go from there?
Since we started all stealthy, since we noticed that they're not really seeming to care we're there, I'll just go from like my crouch position to stand up, and I think we can walk up. The boars don't seem to be hostile, but we should be cautious heading towards the building.
Jackal just keeps moving stealthily, like just he didn't hear Cloud get up. So like all of a sudden, I think with my stuff, I think I just disappear from his sight. I think I just stealthily just move.
Let's kind of start.
Yeah.
Lightly prancing your way forward. Sure.
Yeah.
And you two sort of make your way up the steps, and again, as though, the boars see you, there's not really any sort of issues on your way up. And you come up to the door where there's a boar maybe 10 feet away from you, and you guys can see it sort of snort as it's eating away at the grass there. You guys can see some lumps of leftover pumpkin falling from its mouth while it's eating the grass. And this door, as you approach, seems to be cracked open. It's not closed all the way. But you can sort of, from within it, sort of hear distant talking, as if there is another wall sort of between this door and where the voices are coming from. How do you two proceed?
Are they human voices?
You can't quite make it out yet. The voices are just distant enough that it's sort of hard to really make out a lot of detail about these places yet.
Are there any windows nearby? Or can we see anything clearly through the crack in the open door?
Roll me a perception check, please.
Uh, 12 total.
So, as you sort of look around, you notice that this side of the building sort of lacks the same stained glass windows that you sort of saw on the western corner of the building there. However, when you sort of peek your eyes into the crack a little bit, you are able to sort of notice that this next space here is kind of just a entryway to an entryway. There is sort of a passage room here before entering into the main section of the building. Do you two proceed?
Yeah, can we just try to push that first door open as quietly as possible and make our way to the next door?
Absolutely. Please, both of you, roll me stealth checks, please.
$21 total.
27 total.
Beautiful. Yes, yeah, you both sort of at the same time lay your hands on this door and you slowly move it inward, and even though there's a small there is not any sort of loud, noticeable noise from the door that can be heard from too far away. And you two proceed further in.
Before we go inside, do we notice anything in particular that we like through the as we open the door? The next or as we is the next door ajar in the same manner? Is what I should start with.
The next door is ajar. Not quite as much as this door was, but as you enter the room, you notice on the left side a row of candles that, of the 4 candles there, 2 of them are lit, and the other 2 are dead. The door within is cracked just enough as if someone sort of lazily pushed the door closed just for a small moment of privacy. But more importantly, as your door opened, the voices inside are already a bit clearer than they were before.
Okay. I guess I would like to try to open this door in the same manner.
Okay. From the second door in?
Yeah.
Okay. You are moving your ways inside here. And could both of you roll me stealth checks again, please?
12 total on that one for me. Not as good.
Uh, 25 total.
Okay. As you guys sort of slowly open the door, there is a little bit more of a creak, and you can sort of hear a rock sort of jag just gently across the floor. But when you open the door, you notice, more importantly, that the faces, or the voices, I mean, are a bit closer than you guys maybe had anticipated. And now you can hear the voices very clearly, as the voice of multiple orcs are sort of having a seemingly pleasant conversation with each other, where you hear one sort of, "Oh, I'm tired of preparing around here." And another voice sort of chimes in with, "Yeah, I've all that food. I'm hungry. I'm bloody starving. I want some meat." And another different voice sort of pops in. "We have just one more night of preparations before the attack. You need to nut up and get yourselves ready." And the first voice, "We've been preparing for days. I'm tired. When are we done with this bloody attack?" And the third voice you heard, "We're done when Granok says we're done. Leave it be, boys. Get some sleep. We prepare in the morning." And you sort of hear the orcs sort of toss some stuff down onto the floor, and you can hear the sheathing of swords from the other side of this door, and you can see their faces as you both sort of peek in through this crack. And these orcs look very different from the orcs you had seen the past few days, where the prior orcs had worn green skin and were covered in darkened furs and tattered hides with weapons made of jagged, roughly forged steel. Whereas these orcs you see here are more dark brown skinned with bright orange paints streaked across their faces and down their bodies, and they are dressed in tattered cloths and dried, sharpened bones and teeth of what you can only imagine to be terrifying creatures. And you guys hear them sort of hunker down, and the noise sort of dissipates. What do you two do?
And this is, we heard this through the door, right?
Yes.
It's like the door's like slightly ajar. Yeah, we propped it open. Well,
I do a
I
hand
guess
signal.
I'll just kind of look over to I'll look over to Jackal and I'll be like, we could kill them in their sleep. I think they're going to bed. We could kill them in their sleep.
Jackal just gives a thumbs up, and I slowly open the door a little bit more, just to see what I can see, peek around. What do I see?
As you sort of open the door further, you can see a number of things. This is what looks to be the nave of a church, the congregation area of the local farmers that would come here and pray. And inside you can see crude drawings in blood that depict boars chasing stick figure humanoids sort of strewn across the wall just opposite of your guys' door. And a huge stack of wooden crates and boxes are sort of stacked near the eastern side of the space, near what looks to be two large stone crypts with religious symbols and the bodies of men carved around the sides and the top of it. And the four orcs you just heard speaking, laying in their sleep next to the pews of the nave.
I take my daggers out. I offer one to Cloud.
I'll just wave it away and I'll just show him my bare hands.
You're really gonna get your hands messy. That's on you. So I kind of just dual wield the daggers, and I begin to creep the rue into this room.
So let me ask you guys this: how do you want to do this? How do you want to take on this sort of coming into this space? You guys want to take out these orcs that are here.
So just for like context and perspective's sake, are they in the never mind, because the thing just popped up. I was going to ask you in what pews they were in, respectively,
no problem,
and where we were. So are they laying in the pews or just like next to them?
They're more on the floors than they are the pews themselves. A couple of them, you could say, are sort of leaned up in a sitting position against the sides of the pews.
Okay. All right. I will gesture for Jackal to go around the outside. Look at the other two. The other side. And then I'm going to try to sneak into the orc that is closest to us with in between the two pews.
So, Clad, you're going to go left and you'd like Jackal to go right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So what we will do is I'm going to have both of you roll me a stealth check.
Heart of the cards. 18 total.
26 total. Jesus.
You be stealthy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I would like both of you to go ahead and roll me damage as if it was a nat 20.
Also, like roll 2.
So roll 2.
Roll 2 and then add
Roll
only
damage.
1 modifier for damage.
Okay.
So normally you would roll damage and then you would add your modifier, and then a critical you would add another one, but don't add another
7.
modifier.
So it's damage modifier damage.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure I'm picking what's being put down. All right.
Yep.
For me, I'm going to be keeping things. We're going to keep the things classy, of course. So it'll be my cat's claws. Actually,
Would I roll both my daggers?
You do. I don't believe you have multi-attack. Or two
Oh, yeah, I
weapon.
do.
Two weapon.
I have 2 weapon fighting.
Then yes, you would.
Okay.
Oh no, my cat's claws are D6. That's why I do cat's claws, because my cat's claws are 1d6.
So 4. So I'd roll 2 for both of them, or just add an extra die.
Add an extra die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
So
4.
2 plus 4 is 6. Plus my damage is. So I got 10 damage total.
Okay.
8.
And Jackal, my good sir.
Wow. 16 total.
Beautiful.
My dice
So
are against me.
Cloud, Jackal, these first two that you two are approaching to assassinate. Cloud, how do you take yours out?
Oh man. So how is he, just set me up here? How is this orc situated? Is he sleeping on the floor, or is he leaning up against
He's
something?
leaned against the pew for sure.
Beautiful. I am going to sneak underneath the pew, or like behind him, like underneath the pew, and literally just give him a good old rear naked choke. Just
Okay. Go ahead and move your icon for me. Jackal, how are you taking out yours?
I'm taking the one like. Am I taking this guy out? Like this one?
I do dealer's choice, man. Dealer's choice.
That's up to you, however you want to take it.
I want to wrap all the way around and get this guy.
Okay. You rolled a high enough stealth, I will allow you to do that. How do you take him out, though?
How is he positioned?
He's also
Is he
sort
leaning
of
up?
leaned up against a pew, sat in a sat-up position.
With my left dagger, I slice his throat once, and then like I go up with the right one up into his chin.
And when you do, you feel the blood spray across your face as the orc's eyes open and meet yours. You see this look of confusion on its face as its eyes slowly roll to the back of his head. Could both of you roll me another stealth check, please?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh, 15 for me.
Jackal.
I got a 13.
13. Okay. Cloud Jackal, go ahead and roll me damage again, as if a crit once more.
I'll roll again.
Come on, man. Hey, okay. 11 total. Slightly better.
Okay.
Plus 7 plus 11 total.
Gentlemen, how do you guys take these last two out?
I will sneak up to him and I'm just gonna step on his throat.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like
And Jackal,
Bruce,
what about
I'm
you?
gonna Bruce Lee a motherfucker.
Let's see.
Brutally yet swift.
Let's see. I go up to this other guy. I just fucking I grab his mouth like from the back, stab him in the back, and then do like that.
Oh yeah. In the spine,
classic.
slit the throat.
Yeah, it's classic.
Okay.
Twist
And
the knife, man.
you two take out very easily and quickly these 4 orcs dispatched in front of you. And when you guys turn around, you notice that you guys see what looks to be a pretty just generally classic church nave. This is where you would assume is the altar and where the congregations took place in this church. And you can see the shining gleam of, the sun sort of broken through the canopies of the western forest, shining through the stained glass window. You can also see a large reredos statue of a man holding up a baby, and on the man's back are large celestial wings sort of spread open as sort of dominates the west side of this room behind the prayer altar that you see at the very, very far end. And there at the altar, you can see a dish with a strewn amount of dead flowers sort of tucked around the bowl there. What do you guys do from here?
First and foremost, I'm just gonna kind of like kick the dead orc at my feet, and that was surprisingly easy. Search these dead assholes to see if they have anything useful, I suppose.
Yeah, I start wiping my daggers like on their clothes, just like, what I'm saying, and I start checking for stuff.
Yeah, we're checking pockets, man. Checking pockets.
So as you guys are sort
gotta
of
have some gold.
digging through the pockets of these orcs you've just slain, you don't see a whole lot in these pockets outside of sort of old rotted fruit and vegetables sort of strewn in that they must have been partially snacking on out of their obvious starvation they were talking about here. But one of them did have what seems to be a tarnished silver candelabrum, real fancy kind of candle holder that might be worth a few pieces of gold. You guys want to keep that?
I'm keeping it. I take it. I grab
Yeah, I was about to say, who? I guess which orc was it on? Which one of us found it? Doesn't matter.
The last one that Jackal had killed.
Okay, yep. Yeah, if he wants to go ahead and take that, that's fine.
Pocket it.
Okay.
As we're kind of like rifling through, I'll mention they said that they've been prepping, but this church doesn't look like it's been prepped for a damn thing other than to rot away into nothingness.
Is there any more rooms?
Yeah, let's take a look around.
Yeah. Let's see.
Where would you guys?
Which door do you want to go for?
I'll start looking around, just generally. I'm just gonna start wandering around.
I'm like at this altar, looking, checking.
But I imagine it's pretty empty in there, and we can speak freely. So, do we notice any other doors?
You do. Go ahead and roll me perception checks, please.
24 total. 19 plus 5.
Jackal,
You saying again? Sorry.
perception check, please.
Oh, percent. Oh, yeah. That is a perception. 16 total. 16.
So you guys see outside of the door that you entered in from, you can see a very large steel door sort of off to the right of where you entered, where you had slain the orcs that were asleep. And to the north of the altar, closer to where Cloud stands, you can see a wooden door there that sort of has pretty run down wooden planks that it is made out of. And as you draw a little bit closer to the door, you can hear more distant voices from behind the door.
There appears to be someone or something else in here past this rickety door.
Well, we gotta be on our A game. I just walk up to him and
They didn't hear us.
hit my crouch stance
ago.
again.
So they must not be right behind the door. But we should check it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Jackal, how do you proceed to the door with Cloud?
Yeah, I kind of get in my little stealth stance, and I get to this corner of the door, like right, and I try to see if it's openable. Like, just if I just tap it, will it open?
It does not open quite as easily as the last door did. However, you can see a little bit more clearly through the cracks of this door.
I was gonna say the door sounded like it was in rough shape, so I was gonna be like, "Can we see through the door?"
Yeah, it's not a huge visibility, but you can see that there is some sort of walkway directly sort of in front of the door, perpendicular to the door. But the voices sound sort of even distant from this door. They're not really blocked by anything, but they seem to be echoing in this space on the other side of the door. What do you two do?
Well, I'll probably gesture to Jack and be like, "Go again."
Give him a little nod and push the door a little bit more, and I start creeping in like just tiptoe, just move with purpose, but very methodical, slow.
And do you guys try to turn the knob to the door to move forward in?
Oh, turn the knob? I thought you could just push the door open.
No, it was not able to be pushed
Oh,
open.
oh.
You could just see
Okay.
kind of
Can I Can I test the knob first to see if it's locked?
Yeah, absolutely. The knob isn't locked, no. It is a little bit difficult to kind of get the knob to turn all the way, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the knob.
Okay, go ahead and roll me another stealth check, please.
Both of us?
Just Jackal, because he's the one maneuvering.
Okay,
forward.
just making sure.
26 total. Sorry, 26.
So Jackal, you sort of look back towards Cloud and take this deep breath as you grasp onto the handle and you turn it, and you can feel all of the pins and mechanics of the door handles sort of shift with your hand, and the door comes loose without a sound. And you swing the door open slowly, and within this space, as you sort of open this door up, you can see this sort of open courtyard. And more importantly, you can see stone steps leading down to these 4 small vegetable gardens growing around a 40-foot tall tree right in the center of this courtyard. And at the top, no roof, just wide open skies. And at the base of the tree is what looks to have been a 5-foot wide stone well that the tree has grown out of, and is now overrun with vines and the tree's roots toppling some of the structure of the well over onto itself. And about 6 feet up from the base of the tree in the middle is a dark opening with an eerie red glow pulsing from within. And hanging from the branches in front of the opening are 5 small, strange twig figures shaped very similarly to the one that was tied around Pell's neck at the lodge, but this time adorned with items that are hard to decipher from this distance. The courtyard is lined with 6 doors all around, including the one that you entered in from. And on the opposite corner of the courtyard, you can now hear the voices of multiple orcs again, this time sort of being intervaled with the sound of stone grinding against bone. It sounds like they're sharpening their weapons in here. Do you two listen in on the conversation, or would you like to proceed a different way?
You said they're in this courtyard sharpening weapons?
On the opposite corner of the courtyard from you guys, yes.
How tall are these walls here? Like, housing the garden?
It's pretty decently tall. It's about a 25-foot ceiling here of this courtyard.
Yeah, or like I meant
How
like
tall are the
surrounding the
walls
garden.
surrounding the garden itself?
Yeah, the wall, the tree is taller than the walls of the building are. The tree being 40 feet, and the very top of the building you can kind of see probably is a story or two.
No, so you know how the garden
he's
itself
saying it's
is
a full
surrounded
story
by
down into the garden. It's a
walls.
wall.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see there's like gap. You see the stairs, and then there's like
how
like
far, how low is the ground from where you guys are?
Like, are these walls like that are surrounding the garden, or are these just
they're
like,
ramparts, DJ.
Yeah,
so
they're
that is a rampart.
They're fences, effectively.
okay?
So they're probably like 3 feet high. They're just to stop you
Yeah.
from falling into the garden.
Yeah.
Right. So like you can see through them. I can't just like.
Correctly.
Hiding.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just making sure. That's what I wanted to know. Just so.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
don't wanna, like,
totally
fair enough.
understandable.
Yeah. Fuck. Now that I turned to cloud. Fuck. You hear that?
I'll look down
This
into
guy's
the
sure
courtyard. I think we found their preparations.
Yeah. Maybe we can go back around. Well, the other way.
I don't. I think they'll see me either way. If I'm being honest, looking at this courtyard and the way it's filtered.
I mean, well, we don't have to go through here. Wasn't there another door down the other way?
Is there a door right over here?
Right over where?
On the other end of like from the altar all the way down, like, or
Right there.
Is
Is that a door or just a wall?
That is just a wall, but there is a door right here. If it'll actually ping for you. Hold on.
oh, there, like across
Oh,
from
okay.
Right
us. Okay.
here. And here I'll open up that fog a little bit more for you guys. Oop, wow, I did the opposite. My bad.
Okay.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
And another door here. And one here. And one
Okay.
here.
The most
here.
here on the opposite side from us.
And the orcs are on the opposite corner, like just straight across from.
Yes, sir. It's hard to quite tell exactly.
Like over here or over here?
Over here.
Okay.
It's hard to tell where they are positioned at, but you know that they're directly opposite from you guys.
Because I was thinking about this door over here.
The large steel door that was there, yeah.
Yeah, we could hope that it wraps around.
Yeah. Let's do that.
You lead the way then.
Yep. So we move all the way. Well, I close the door first. I close the door back up,
Okay.
and we walk all the way back to here.
Wow, they're fast.
And I try. Yeah, I try this door.
I fucking ran.
As you see and approach this door, this is a about 10-foot tall steel double door. And you notice on this door that there is no handle, there's no knocker, there's no sort of real way to sort of pull the door open, so you try to push. And when you do, it feels as though you are shoving against a brick wall. The door does not budge.
Well, it doesn't appear we're getting back this way.
Can I? So there's no like etchings or anything in these things surrounding it.
Just a pretty beaten up, rusted steel door.
The damn thing probably opens from the other side.
Oh, there's got to be something that opens it up from here. I take out the
Are
candelabra.
there any levers or mechanisms nearby?
Well, hold that thought. Jackal, you said what?
I take out the candelabra I took from that one dead orc. Gotta be something with this. It's gotta be.
It looks
I
like
look
a
around.
candelabra to me.
I look around, look behind me, and I stare at the altar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I slowly I walk up to it, like I just walk all the way over here, right? And I try to find a way I can place this candelabra. You're like a suitable thing, like trying to eye it.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. And Cloud, I'll let you roll one as well.
That's going to be 24 for me, 19 plus 5.
16 for me.
So as you two sort of approach this altar, you notice that this dish here in the front has a key in it along with dead flower petals within. And this key looks like a pretty standard skeleton key. It doesn't look like anything specific, but along with that, though, you definitely remember that there is no hole for a key in the steel door. But you do notice that where the key is now is a clean circle where dust has not collected, almost as if perfectly shaped of something that was standing here in the bowl before.
I see that circle. Is the skeleton key in the middle of that?
Yes.
Okay. I Indiana Jones it, where I'm like, I try to snatch the key and then put the candelabra into the circle.
Roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
Yes. Fuck. It's an 11 total.
And when you move the key and move the candelabrum in its place, you hear a clunk as at the base of the altar you see this sort of shelved opening open up there just below the tapestry that is laid upon the altar, and a small hole about 2 feet wide in all directions.
I'm gonna look at Jackal. What sort of farmer's church is this fucking place?
I don't think it's a fucking church. This shit's complex. I kneel down to go look at that hole. You said it's a hole?
Yeah. At the face of the altar.
The face. So like it's like opening up from inside. I try to look in it. I try to like move the tapestry, try to see it and look in it.
And when you peer inside, you see what looks to be the handle of some sort of stick or staff or rod sort of inside of it.
Look back at Cloud. I'm gonna pull it. Cover me.
It's either a trap or it opens something.
I go and I reach in, I try to grab it, and then try to yank on it.
And what you pull out seems to be this 4-foot long rod made of sort of twisted wood. And the wood, as it sort of twists upward in this very clean, sort of stripped and waxed sort of way, at the very top is the shape of a bird's skull. Could both of you please roll me Arcana checks?
$17 total.
14 total.
Cloud, you sort of recognize the way that this staff looks. The sort of carved bird skull at the end sort of speaks to a memory of which you had remembered a similar staff from a wizard that once visited your monastery. And he had a similar enough staff, but instead of a bird skull was the skull of a lion. And he was able to make the roar of a lion call out from this staff. And you recognize this staff in the same manner, realizing this is a staff of bird calling.
That is the wizard staff. One that calls birds, makes a bird call. I'm not entirely sure, but it does one, possibly the latter. Not a wizard.
Well, shit. Neither of us are fucking wizards.
I mean, I know sometimes magical items are magical items. May I see it?
Sure, it's better than what I can get out of it. Hand it to him.
Did I see the wizard use the previous one?
You did, yeah. He had sort of used it to make the lion call come out of the staff as sort of a strange party trick for the youth that lived at the monastery with you.
Can I try to replicate how I remember him doing it using this staff?
Give me another Arcana check, please.
Sure. That'll be full 14 total.
And Cloud, you sort of look at the staff and you remember the wizard would sort of thrust it upward. No words or anything. He would just sort of thrust it up and be able to sort of feel this lightness in the area around him. Would you like to try?
I would.
And as you sort of thrust this staff up in the same manner you had remembered this wizard doing, the lightness returns that you remember so closely and fondly. And with that lightness, you all suddenly hear "Caw! Caw!" echo into the halls of the Nance around you.
Shit.
And
oh shit.
The sharpening of blades you had heard amongst the talking in the room next door now begins to quiet. What do you two do?
I'll turn back to Jackal. I didn't know that was actually going to do anything. I don't know if it did anything other than make that damn loud noise.
Put my crossbows, or I put my daggers back into my bag, and then I pull out my crossbow. Fuck, I think they're ready to rush into this room.
I will kind of toss the staff back towards Jackal. Here, hold on to this. I clearly can't be trusted with the damn thing. And then I'll make my way towards the door where we saw the previous, where we saw those, where we heard, those blast orcs.
Okay. And Jackal, what will you do?
Put the staff into my back, have it in my sling or whatever. And then proceed to follow Cloud and try to back him up. I take a quick glance at the candelabra sitting there, and then I just walk over.
You can get your treasure back later. We have orcs to kill.
And Cloud, Jackal, you both can hear the heavy footsteps of the creatures on the other side of the door, and you can see the sort of shifting shadows moving back and forth slowly towards the door with the whispered shh from the other side. What do you two do?
I am going to gesture to Jackal, mimic his crossbow.
Door. Shoot. These fucking bolts are gonna get to that fucking. Are you serious?
Cracks. Shoot at the cracks in the door.
I sit back. I walk backwards, and like center myself with the door. So like I walk up. Say, I get out the fucking way. Move Cloud over there. I get here. I get close like this, and then I kneel down into a position, and what's it? Well, I can do something here. I steady aim. Can I do that? Can I steady aim with this?
Yeah, I will allow you to do so. Could you read off steady aim for me just really quick?
As a bonus action, you can give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use the bonus action. Your speed, and after you use your bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the current turn.
So I was actually going to have you roll at a disadvantage for this, so we will make this a regular attack roll.
A regular roll? Okay.
You can see one orc sort of placed just off to the side of the door here.
Yeah. All right. I look at Cloud. I'm like, get ready. I'm gonna roll.
Oh, crouch. Readiness.
That is. Oh shit. Wrong dice. Oh shit! Nat 20, baby. Nat 20.
Shut the fuck up. Motherfucker. Oh shit. Okay. DJ, I'm going to do something with you really quick. And we introduced this in the last session. We're going to do a Cthulhu roll.
Oh yeah, Cthulhu.
So
Cthulhu roll.
We're going to roll opposed checks really quick. Let's say dexterity checks. And
Dexterity? Okay.
I will allow something really, really cool to happen if you beat my opposed roll.
Is the dexterity check? Can I add my dexterity onto that as well?
Yeah, it's your dexterity modifier versus this orc's, okay? Are you ready?
You got this.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, roll.
Oh,
Big money, big money, big money, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Big money, big money, big money, no whammy, no whammy.
Consider
no
that
whammy.
cock. Go ahead and just re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll? Okay.
Yep. What'd you get?
Okay, I gotta add my modifier.
Yeah?
That's a dirty 20, but a dirty 20.
Jackal, you peer this crossbow straight through the crack of this door in between these two stacks of wood right in front of you, and you can see this orc just lined up perfectly with this crack. And you fire this bolt, and when you do, you can see the bolt enter through the first orc, and in a sort of gnarled, disgusting, twisted sound, you hear as the bolt goes through the first and enters into the orc behind him.
Oh!
God
Collateral!
damn, dude.
Collateral! Shit.
And you hear yet another from the orc behind. And both of those orcs are felled.
Holy shit.
But you hear the step of another orc from the left side of the door. As it says, "No!" and you can hear the steps rush to the door in front of you. What do you two do?
I look at Cloud. I'm like, get ready, and then I'm starting to reload.
I'm gonna wait.
And I just aim at the door. I don't.
Yeah.
I just steady right
I'm going
there.
to wait for the door to open.
Where are you two going to position yourselves?
I want to stay in that corner, and what I want to do is I want to swing at the first thing to walk through that door.
Okay. Could I have both of you? Let me have Cloud roll a stealth check.
Fair enough.
And Jackal, I want you to roll me a persuasion check.
Oh.
Tisn't that 20? I'm a good DM.
Nat 20?
Tisn't that 20?
Jesus Christ.
Persuasion.
Actually, deception. Do deception.
Deception. Oh,
Yeah,
I mean either or. It's fun.
Hot.
I
My
get a
rolls
9.
is hot or cold.
9 total for
9 total.
either deception or persuasion. Yeah.
You two see the door sort of swing open violently as the door slams to an open, and the orc sees the silhouette of Jackal gleaming through the stained glass reflections of the sun. And he says, "What are you doing here?" As it steps forward. Cloud, what do you do to take him out?
Oh man, you can't beat just the. I mean, I'm assuming he's walking through the door with some urgency, so he motherfucking just clothesline, dude. Fucking just. That motherfucker got caught by the throat when he went through that door. He fucking.
Cloud, please roll me roll to hit, please.
Roll to hit.
And roll at advantage because you passed the stealth check.
So it's two D20s, right? And I choose the higher.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be a 16 to hit.
Go ahead and roll for damage, sir.
Sick.
And it is a crit because of the stealth check.
Using unarmed strike, obviously, not cat's claws, since we're clotheslining a mother. Wait, I need D4 for that, actually. D4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You say I crit as I roll another damage dice.
Without the modifier the second time.
Without the modifier. 11 damage total.
And Cloud, you swing your massive lion-like arm across the side of the head of this orc. And when you do, you can see this orc sort of tilt his head to the side as you watch spit spray from its mouth. And you hear 2 snaps of his neck as you pummel your arm through his head. He falls to the floor, and you can see his eyes lose the light of life within them. And the orc is dead. How would you two like to proceed from here?
I'm gonna spit on his corpse and walk through the doorway.
Okay.
Just fucking... and just step right over him.
And Jackal, you follow suit, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I kind of just lower my crossbow as I see that, and I stand up and I walk slowly behind him, just covering him.
And you two enter back into the courtyard. Where would you two like to go from here? You have 5 doors to choose from outside of the one of your own.
Well, we should obviously check out that freaky courtyard tree portal thing that's fucking down there. But let's check to see what's around the doors that we haven't gone through in this courtyard. I'm going to start walking this direction up towards this door. And I would just like to listen to see if I can hear anything behind that door before I open it.
Based on your passive perception, you do not hear anything on the other side of this door. It is bone quiet.
Okay, then I am going to turn the knob and open the door.
And Jackal, what door would you like to check, sir? If you are checking.
I walk up and I just check the door on right next to him.
So actually, that's not a door. That is just a wall. There is one more door right here.
How's that not a door, man? It's got a handle on it.
Oh, yes, there is a door there. My apologies. You shake the handle of that door, and when you do, it is seemingly not budging there. But when you listen closely, you can kind of hear the sound of boars squeaking from the other side.
I look at Cloud, I'm like, no go. Yeah, no go.
I'm going to, I'll just kind of give him a nod and walk into the other room. Do I notice anything important?
Cloud, in here you see two rows of barrels sort of lined against these walls, and on the front of the barrels you see wine carved into the wood in front of each one of them lying down. There, as you enter on the wall, sort of to your right, is a set of candles lit. But nothing really of importance here outside of a few bottles of wine at the very end of this room.
Okay. I will probably just go back out the room and make my way to the next door. And I will open that mother up.
And when you approach this door, Cloud, you hear strange murmuring from the other side of this door. Only a single voice, but very strange sort of whispers coming from a person inside. How would you like to open this door?
Knowing that I hear somebody inside, I'll gesture to Jackal and I'll kind of just motion him to come this way. I'll tell him to keep low, quiet. Something inside.
I kind of back him up.
And then I will just try to slowly and as quietly try to just pop that door open as possible.
Please roll me, both of you, a stealth check.
14.
18.
And when you guys sort of slowly creak this door open and peer inside, you see, firstly, that this room is pretty beaten up. The door looks like it was once smashed down and has been sort of finically placed back to where it was again. But when you open this door, you see what used to be, at least, an old library. And here you can see furnishings sort of broken and heaped up against the walls and scattered across the floors. And in the middle of the room is mud in a bright orangish red color painted on the floor. And there, painted on the floor, is what looks to be a strange symbol depicting 3 lightning bolts, all sort of joined at the very tip on the bottom. And where the lightning bolts are converged, you guys can see a half-orc man dressed in hide armor and a bone-tooth necklace strewn across around his neck. And this man is eerily dancing back and forth on top of this mud symbol, covered in blood. And in his hands, in front of his mouth, is a dead possum with its entrails still buried between the half-orc's teeth. And there, sort of standing on the floor around the half-orc man, are 5 sort of 3-foot-tall twig figures, like the ones he had seen hanging from the tree. If you could both give me religion checks, please.
Religion?
Religion. I don't think I have a very high religion skill.
That is a 12.
Okay.
I got a 3. I gotta roll the 1.
So you two see him sort of swaying back and forth with this possum in his mouth, and both of you are sort of thinking, what in the fuck am I looking at here? As the anchorite continues to sway back and forth. Jackal, you see the symbol on the ground and recognize those thunderbolts painted into the floor as being a symbol of Talos, the renowned evil god of storms here in the Sword Coast. You don't know much about Talos, but you do know that you've heard these orcish fools speak of Talos a lot. And he must be part of the same group that the other orcs are from, but he also, too, is dressed differently and looks different from the other orcs he had seen before. How would you two like to proceed?
I think I'm gonna shoot him
to die.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Has he noticed us since we've opened the door?
He has not seen you yet, no. Both of your stealth checks passed.
Okay.
Shoot the shit out of him.
Yeah, I will. I'll kind of look over at Jackal, and I'll tell him, "Take a shot if you have it."
Jackal,
Yep.
please roll to hit at an advantage.
That is. And that is even better. What's the 17 plus 6? That is 13 or 23. Sorry, 23.
Okay. Cloud, what was that?
While he is like preparing his shot, since we do notice that this orc is different than the others, do I notice any strange or any sort of reaction from Bill?
Not yet, no.
Okay,
Haven't seen
I just kind of like glance over to see if he's like, looking to see if he's looking, sort of thing.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, there's a 23 hit.
Jackal, you take that shot as this man is sort of dancing his way back and forth, and that bolt leaves your crossbow, and you see the bolt fly across the room and enter into the orc's shoulder as he howls out "Ah!" and spikes the possum onto the floor. You see him with blood covered down the front of his body. He looks back towards the both of you. And if you could both please momentarily roll me another perception check.
15 total.
That is 21 total.
Both of you notice that as the anchorite turns towards you and begins to pull two blades out from under his belt line, the opening of his chest where two leather pelts are shows a large gaping hole where heart used to be. And the anchorite attacks. Could both of you please roll initiative?
Ah, shit. Here we go again. 15 total.
15.
8.
Cloud?
8.
8. I thought you said 18. I was like, oh shit. Okay. And sweet. Gentlemen, the anchorite rushes towards the both of you, and when he does, you can see this sort of bloodshot anger in his eyes as he runs forward towards the both of you. And Jackal, you have first attack, sir.
Okay. I'm going to shoot at him. Again.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot at him. Let's see. Does a 24 hits?
A 24 does hit, sir. The bolt goes flying towards the anchorite, and you see the bolt land just inches from where the other bolt had hit him in his shoulder, but he does not slow down, rushing towards you. Go ahead and roll for damage.
11 damage total.
Sweet. And the anchorite continues to rush toward both of you, and as he does, you see him holding these two bone blades about 3-4 inches long as he rushes towards. And when he does, you hear him yell out, "You cannot stop Granok!" And he leaps towards the both of you, crashing through the door that you both stand there with. And he will make an attack towards Cloud. Cloud, your AC is 17?
17.
Okay. And let me check one thing here. Dirty 20, sir. In Cloud, the anchorite rushes in towards you and sort of shoulders through the door, and as it does, he flies over on top of you and gets one blade directly into your collarbone, where you will take 5 points of piercing damage, sir. And as if you could, Cloud, please roll me a opposed athletics check. .22. Wow, you got a 4. So, Cloud, I'll ask you, how do you want to get this anchorite off of you in the midst of him sort of falling on top of you?
I mean, honest, if we're in the doorway, I'm just gonna brick wall him. I think, like, I'm just gonna let him run into me and fucking, I'll take the blade to the collarbone and fucking, he's literally just gonna fucking hit me like a brick wall, and then the collar, like, I kind of imagine he hit me and then it went like, and then he hit the ground because he hit me so hard, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
You rolled high, so I'll allow it. So the Granox takes that blade into your collarbone, and as he tries to charge forward into you, you barely budge as he sort of stumbles down onto one knee with the blade still in your collarbone. He looks up towards you and rips the blade out from your chest and sort of snarls upward at you. Cloud, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to be sorry. I forgot to give myself my key points back after my short rest. I want to use my cat's claws to make an unarmed strike.
Okay.
I want to swipe down at him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does hit, sir. Go ahead. Are you doing Flurry of Blows as well?
I will be doing Flurry of Blows. Yes, I will be using a key point for that.
Just go ahead and roll those for me, please.
Okay, so Flurry of Blows is... don't I have to roll for hit on those as well?
You do, yes.
Okay, so you want me to roll for hit? For hits?
Yeah, just go ahead and give me the hits and then we'll roll for damage
all
after.
Free. Okie dokie. Nat 20 on the second one.
Okay.
And a nat 1 on the third.
Sweet. So go ahead and roll me your regular damage and your crit damage for the second attack.
Okay, so Cat's Claw's 1d6 plus 4. So that's 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, so it's 5 for the normal. I'm just 5 for the normal. Now sure. I'm rolling for the crit.
Sure.
The crit is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 16 damage total.
Okay, sweet. And beautiful. In Cloud, you stretch your claws out after you see this anchorite sort of fall down before you, and you wind up that arm and strike it down across his face. And when you do, you feel the first set of claws enter his skin, and then the second set of claws come upward. And do you turn this one into a fist, or do you continue to cat claw?
Still cat's claws, because it's a different damage.
And you
or a different damage dice.
You swipe upward, and when you do, you notice both strikes sort of enter his face, and he from across, but all of the strikes and openings you created in his skin seem to immediately begin to close up. And when that happens, you now hear a strange, steady heartbeat coming from behind the both of you. Is there anything else you would like to do, Cloud?
Yeah, I'd like to shout, "What the fuck is this thing?"
And Jackal, we move to you for your turn.
I look behind me to see to pinpoint the sound of the heartbeat.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Oh shit. That is. Oh shit. That is a 21 total.
Now, Jackal, just to give you a reminder, that will take up an action for your turn, okay?
Yeah.
The heartbeat as you sort of turn, you can see the red, eerie glow from the opening of the tree beating in the same beating pattern that you two can hear. What else would you like?
Fucker's tied to the tree. I say out loud, that fucker's tied to the tree.
And what will you do?
And it's on my bonus action, right?
You do, yes.
Okay, I am going to I'm gonna move. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's my max movement to the tree.
Okay.
Actually, can I scratch that? I forgot that these are like 3 feet tall.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let me. I'll hop over the little rampart and do that. So that's 10, right?
We'll just deplete 5 feet from your move distance for that.
Yeah, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'll be right there.
Okay. And Jackal, as you approach the tree, you can see the glowing beat of that opening in the tree. Do-do, do-do. Beat a little bit faster as you approach. And as you come towards it, you see those twig figures hanging from the branches of the tree. Jackal, please roll me a stealth check.
Nat 20.
As you
shit.
come up to the opening, you see that twig figure and you duck down underneath it, keeping it clear and away from you as you sort of pass by to go towards the opening. And now we move back to Granok, who now stands himself back up in front of Cloud. And Cloud, you haven't seen very many creatures look as large as you do, especially from an orcish man. But he sort of stands up in front of you, and both of you sort of peer directly into each other's eyes. And Granok says, "You are fucking fools." And he rushes you with the shoulder. Cloud, please roll me an opposed athletics check.
Athletics. 14 plus 4, 18.
15 plus 3. Both of you sort of collide into each other with one shoulder into the next, and you sort of have one claw out, and he has one knife in the opposing hand, and you shove into each other, keeping either of you from being able to move forward. Please roll again, Garrick.
Nat 20.
And Granok tries to shove further into you, and when he does, Cloud, what would you like to do as another shoulder charge pushes into your chest?
So we're both in the doorway, just kind of like momentum shoving one another?
Just outside of the doorway, yes.
I think, can I? Hold on. Let me look at something quick. Did I need to look at my actions. Can I try to grapple him?
You can, yeah. I
want to try to restrict his movements.
I will actually go ahead and allow you to do that since you rolled a nat 20. How would you like to do that?
I'm just gonna kind of like let his momentum carry into me, and like as he like I'll let up and wrap my arms around him as he like tries to continue pushing in, and I'm just gonna bear hug him.
Just try to hold him in place.
Yeah, just try to keep him. Yeah, just try to hold him.
Okay, we will consider Granok bound for the remainder of this turn. Cloud, what would you like to do with yours?
Let's see. I would like to Let's see. I think, honestly, I'm just gonna try to slug this shit out of him while I've got the hold of him. Like, fucking,
Okay. Are you gonna use Flurry of Blows again too?
I will use Unarmed Strike, and then I will take just a bonus Unarmed Strike.
Okay. Go ahead and give me both then to hit.
Yeah. Fucking nat 20.
No way.
Okay.
And that one is 11 plus 6, 17.
Okay.
Unarmed strikes from this one.
Gotcha. And Cloud, you sort of, with one arm still sort of over Granok's head, you send one punch to the center of his face, and then send another, and you can feel the bones in his face starting to break as you make that second contact. And when it does, you feel him sort of chuckling from underneath your arm as he says, "You can't hurt me." What else would you like to do?
I just want to shout into the courtyard, "He's not dying!"
And Jackal,
I'm working on it.
it is your turn, sir. What would you like to do?
I get closer to the tree. Like I move like up a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Try to peer into the hole.
Yes. When you do, within you see a very large, rounded, humanoid heart sitting within the opening of this tree, placed in what looks to be an old bird's nest inside. And the strange, eerie red glow comes from this light that is within the inside of the heart, sort of illuminating the heart from within as it beats. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Jackal, what would you like to do?
Okay. I would like to.
Get the fuck out of that fuck thing!
Yeah. I put my crossbow away, and I take out my daggers.
Okay.
And I would like to stab the shit out of the heart.
Go ahead and give me both of your attacks to hit, please.
Okay. That is a 21 and a 13.
So Jackal, you pull out your two daggers and you sort of look over your shoulder to see Cloud sort of wrestling Granok underneath his arms, and you turn back towards the opening and you just think, fuck it. and you send that first blade into the heart. And when you do, you see the blade enter and the heart begin to shake. But as the blade pierces deeper, you also see a shining blue begin to illuminate from within the heart as a large shock of electricity sends up your arm. And you feel yourself uncontrollably convulse and shake and lose control of your body. And for a moment, everything sort of stands still as your vision becomes blurred into what looks to be clouds, the dark grays and rain pouring from them. And as these clouds sort of separate in front of you, you see the shape of a large man holding a large two-handed hammer in his hands. And you can hear the banging of steel coming from all around you. And the lightning strikes again in front of the man. And you can see in a flash a large white beard and long white hair before it becomes dark again. And then another lightning strikes. And the man steps closer. And you can see lightning in his eyes as he peers towards you and holds out a hand. Do you take the hand, Jackal?
I take the hand.
I love that.
I reach out. I take the hand.
And when you do, you feel a surge of energy enter your arm and lightning strikes through your body. And when your eyes open and the clouds dissipate, you see the blade of your dagger still within the heart of the tree as the beating now stops. And Cloud, you feel Granok's body sort of release and go limp under your arms as his legs sort of fall out from underneath him. You feel yourself sort of hold him up for a second, not anticipating that weight to come down on your arm that way. And silence fills the room once more. What would you two like to do?
Once I realize he's dead, I'm just gonna drop him on the ground.
I take the knife out the heart and I just look at myself again, inspect.
I'll look down.
Do I feel any different? Does Jackal feel any different?
What did you do?
I don't fucking know, man. I just started stabbing the damn thing. Just, it was weird.
I'll kick at the corpse. Well, he's dead this time.
Yeah. At least he's dead, yeah.
Jackal, you do not feel any different. You sort of feel questionable about not feeling any different. What was that?
I kind of just brush it off. I just wipe my dagger again off my sleeve and just put my daggers away. Can I look at the heart?
You can, yeah. Would you like to pick it up and inspect it?
Yeah, I would like to pick it up.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check, please. Cloud, what would you like to do in this moment?
I would like to see if there's anything of note in the room that he was performing that ritual in.
Absolutely, yeah. You'd like to go enter the room.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as well. Actually, perception, please. Sorry.
Okay.
Jackal, what did you get?
I got a 4.
So when you pick up the heart and see sort of this bloodied, opening that you carved into the front of it, you don't really notice anything different outside of, well, this is a fucking heart. That in and of itself is strange.
I kind of just look at it and I just toss it. I'm like, this is nasty. It's just, I'm holding a heart right now. Yeah. And,
Cloud.
I go follow up with Cloud.
Cloud, you peer.
I rolled a
around.
20.
A 20? Perfect. You peer around the room.
I rolled an 18 plus 5.
Gotcha. You peer around the room, and when you do, you see the lightning shapes on the floor that were painted with mud. And you peer even closer to these twigs that are on the floor. These 3-foot tall twig figures that you had seen once wrapped around Pel's neck. These 5 figures strewn across the room are interesting. And they're interesting because when you look closer at them, you recognize that one of these twigs has a red long coat. And another twig has yellow hairs all over it. And another twig has a sort of small leather pouch on its back and a long white ponytail made of doll hair on the top of its head. And another doll has long shoulder-length hair and 2 swords sort of fashioned out of broken carved sticks in both hands. And the last one, a set of sticks painted blue with mud all over it. You recognize these sticks as being sort of figures of you and your recent friends you've made. But the one with the red jacket seems to be missing a head. And you look around the room to see anything else that could potentially be conspicuous, but the only thing else that you see is a table on the main wall of the room as you enter. And on this table seems to be a scroll that is rolled outward. And Cloud, on this scroll is a map of the area around Phandalin and the Neverwinter Woods. And on this map, you guys can see the areas of around Phandalin that you have been to, that you have seen before, but more importantly, you're noticing markings on this map. One being 3 thunderbolts with sort of arrowed angles pointed downward on it, in the same blood red that you see painted on the floor in this room. And above it, you see a green marking with 3 thunderbolts, very similar to the ones below it, but this time with a circle around it. And then 3 thunderbolts on the western coast of the Sword Coast. You see the same 3 thunderbolts with 3 sort of swashed markings around it. And then strewn across different areas are 3 X's marked. One by the river in the forest, one in the center of the forest, and one in what you can only assume is Phandalin. What would you like to do, Cloud?
First and foremost, I'm going to commit this map to memory. Like, make it a point to do that.
Perfect.
And then I will call to Jackal because I'm just not sure how close he is to me or if he's like near me in the room. There's a map here. It appears to be marked with ritual sites or encampments or other things. Phandalion's on this map. I believe where we're currently located is on this map. And other locations I'm not familiar with.
Let me check them out with you. I'll walk up and just rush in. Take a look at the map. Shit, man. Wish I knew this fucking place. Would tell you where things are, but
is the map small enough for us to take it with us?
Absolutely, yes.
I say, well, we can study it on the road, and I'll collect it and put it into our bag since I committed it to memory, anyways. Is there anything else in the room aside from the map? I'll also point out to Jackal. Look around you. Those figurines look familiar.
Yeah. Kind of look like us.
Notice anything different about the one that's supposed to be Leon?
Well, clearly I'm the sexiest one of all of us, so. But
he's missing a head, man.
Does that mean he's dead?
It better not mean he's dead. But clearly they're working magic on us, or they intend to work magic on us.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can find some more of this stuff in the compound.
Let's keep searching.
Keep looking. Yeah.
We'll spread back out and keep looking through the doors. I'll head to the one right here next to us. Pop that bad boy open.
And Cloud, when you enter, you see the makings of a kitchen with old molded bread and molded soups and pots and sort of old rusted spoons, but nothing really of importance in here, just an old beaten up kitchen.
There's a kitchen here, but it looks like the orcs weren't using it for anything. Looks like it's been closed and the food left to rot.
Fuck, man. I'm starting to get hungry. Alright, let's get to the next door.
And when you guys approach this door, you notice that this one is a steel door and does have a handle on it, but when you turn it, it does not budge.
Is there a keyhole?
There is.
Can I take out the skeleton key from earlier? Use it.
And when you use it on this door, it fits in and you turn it, but you don't hear any mechanics turn in this door.
Did I try opening the door anyway? It just won't budge?
Correct.
Take the key out.
Is there anything else odd or interesting about the door other than it just being a steel door?
No, it seems to be of just a smaller version of the double steel doors you guys saw in the nave. Nothing conspicuous, just an old sort of rusted door.
I'll let Jackal continue to mess with that door, and I'll move down to the next one, which I believe is right.
And this door, being a wooden door, also does not unlock, but also has a keyhole.
Jackal, come try your key on this door.
Alright, I'm coming. Walk all the way over. I go try the key.
And when you turn that key in and pull the handle, you feel the handle release as the door swings open. And when it does, it reveals what looks to be a small quarter room with 7 beds sort of lined across the walls all the way around, and 1 wardrobe closet at the very end of the room, and a door sort of beaten to shit on the right side of the room as you walk in.
I want to expect the dresser.
And when you open the wardrobe, you see a long blue sort of cape looking item within it, a cloak sort of, with a small pin where the necks would be tied to create a hood. And the pin has the shape of the rising sun you had seen outside on the wall of the church. Do you take the cloak?
I take the cloak. Just like grab the shit. Pull around, put it in my bag. Do I see anything behind, like in the back of inside the back of the wardrobe?
Just
secret passages?
No, nothing of secret. Just sort of cluttered old silverware and decorative dishes on the bottom shelves of it, but nothing else really of importance inside.
Is there anything behind the dresser? Can I sense anything?
You sort of look behind there and move the wardrobe up, but you don't see an opening or anything, just more stone wall.
Nothing over here.
I've moved to that beat up door and I'm gonna attempt to open that.
And when you open this door, it sort of falls over into itself and just slams onto the floor behind it and just breaks into wooden pieces. But inside you see a table, and next to this table is a treasure chest.
Interesting. I would like to approach the treasure chest.
And when you walk closer to it, you guys notice this sort of bright white sort of shimmer over the top of the treasure chest. And as you come even closer, you see these lights warp into what looks to be floating words over the top of the treasure chest. And when you look at them, read them closely, it says, Lathander's love rewards those who know her name. And just beneath it says, always old, sometimes new, never sad, sometimes blue, never empty, sometimes full, never pushes, always pulls. And the letters float in front of you.
Okay, now I am going to ask you to repeat that one more time so I make sure I'm listening, because it's obviously a riddle into a poem.
Sure. Always old, sometimes new, never sad, sometimes blue, never empty, sometimes full, never pushes, always pulls.
Well,
I think this is up
it's
your
obviously a riddle. I'm working on it. I'm pondering an orb.
Yeah, don't they teach us in
Always
monk
old.
training school?
I trained with my fists, not my mind. Always old, sometimes new, never sad, sometimes blue, never empty, sometimes full, never pushes, always pulls. The moon.
And the treasure chest letters sort of dissipate in front of you and collapse to the floor. And when it does, you hear ting, and the lock flips open and the treasure chest opens before you. And inside is a small leather pouch at the bottom of the chest. Nothing else, just the pouch.
All that for this, and I'll reach in and I'll grab the pouch, and I'll inspect it, possibly open it.
And when you open inside, you see purple dust within it.
Is this something I recognize?
Please roll me an Arcana check.
I went back to all of our character pages because I was looking at everybody's character art when you were describing the effigy things. So I got to get back to the page. Because you said an Arcana, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, my Arcana is only a +2, so 12.
You look at this dust, and it's not anything you've really seen before, but it also doesn't really look alarming. It has somewhat of a sparkle to it that keeps it from looking ominous the way that violet typically would.
I guess I'll kind of look at what's in it, and I'll motion to Jackal. There appears to be some sort of dust in here of some kind. It's obviously nothing dust. If it's something dust, it was important enough to be inside a fucking riddle lock chest.
Hey, let me see that.
I'll pass the bag to Jackal.
Take the pack. Can I inspect this? I'll look at the dust.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check, please.
Got you, homie. Oh shit! That is a nat 1.
Alright, we don't know fucking shit.
Yeah, you look at it and you sort of peer inside the pouch and you see this sort of sparkling purple dust, and you think, I think I've had some sort of candy like this before. But you certainly don't.
Can I dip it in a snort like a line?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that.
So
I'm gonna after he does, I'm gonna snatch the bag. You asshole! I'm gonna tie it onto my belt.
Jackal,
you don't even know what this is.
Jackal, please roll me a Constitution check.
Motherfucker just snorted.
Sorry, Constitution
Constitution
saving throw. My apologies.
Saving throw. Okay. Saving throw.
Snorted legit.
Con save is +1. 19.
And Jackal, you snort this little sort of bumpy bump of this purple dust. When you do, and you let off a sneeze, and when you do, the dust goes blowing out from your nose and mouth and sprinkles out over the top of Cloud, who, with a sort of unamused look on his face, disappears in front of you.
Oh shit! Oh, Bobcat, where'd you go?
What? What do you mean? Where did I go? I'm right here. I'll look down.
I don't see you.
Oh shit! Where did I go? Is all of me gone?
It made you invisible. This is great for you. You're too big. This is great. I'm keeping this. I start wrapping up the.
No, I snatched that shit from you already, dude. When you snorted it, I grabbed that.
Yeah,
shit
I think
I put it on
handle
my
that.
No. I'm gonna. That's on my belt, and you can't see me now, anyways. I'm gonna hold on to this. I found it. I solved the riddle, anyways, Mister. I'm at a loss for words. This is my magic invisibility dust. You can't snort any more of it.
Well, how am I supposed to know where you are? I'm like looking at. How am I supposed to know where you are at all times?
It wears off when it wears off. I'm not the one snorting invisibility dust.
I take out the the cloak that I had that I pulled from the dresser, and I try to work. Just hold this onto yourself until the shit wears off, and then take it off when we need to take it off.
I'll grab the cloak from him and probably I imagine it doesn't fit very well because it's probably for a person. But I'll drape it onto my shoulders so you can see my outline.
Could you please roll me an Arcana check?
Oh my god!
Oh no! Does it make the cloak invisible?
Oh Jesus Christ! 21, 19 plus 2.
Cloud, you put the cloak on, and when you do, you feel this sort of level of energy kind of crawl up your back and into your arms, and you can't help but feel like you need to be positioned in a certain way. And it comes to you, I've also heard of this before too. And you instinctually, just listening to your intuition, put yourself in a stance. And Garrick, I want to ask you, what stance do you do as Cloud here?
I'm the stance is it's half the fusion dance.
Yeah, and I can't see this. I just see the cloak move. I can't see this at all.
I do half the I do half the fusion dance stance.
And when you do, the cloak doesn't do anything. So you reposition yourself. What is another stance you'd like to try?
The next stance is I'll put my hands on my hips like a hero pose.
In Cloud, when you do Jackal, you can see these sort of shapes of elbows.
Yeah, the
stretch out
this.
from the sides. And you can see
what the hell are you doing?
The shape of a head sort of
shut up, I'm thinking.
Tilt upward. And when you see the head tilt upward, you see the cloak begin to billow as if blowing in the wind, but there is no wind in this room.
What the fuck?
And the cloak
looking around him
begins to just billow stronger the longer that Cloud is in this pose.
Cloud, doing something, Bobcat.
Cloud, you remember this as the cloak of billowing. And this was an item stolen from your monastery.
Oh, shit.
And you remember this because your master owned this cloak and would wear this cloak when he was traveling simply because he liked the entertainment of feeling benevolent, strong, powerful, honorable when he allowed this cloak to billow in a windless wind.
Well, we gotta finish out the set, man. I take out the staff that I had. You might need this.
Hand will reach out and grab it. I look like an idiot.
I can't see what you look like right now. So,
but I will. While taking the staff, I'm also a little dumbfounded. Jackal, this cloak, it used to belong to my master at my monastery.
What the hell would his cloak be doing here?
That is a fantastic question. But I'm guessing we just killed the assholes that might have taken it. Or at least some of them involved.
Maybe you can work your little magic hands and see if we can get through some of these steel doors.
let's see. I will, shit, I guess we've opened all the doors. So from here, which door should we try first then, Jackal?
Try the one with the handle.
I'll take
here.
my invisible billowing ass over to this door.
Open.
And raise up the staff of bird calling at the door.
And Cloud, please roll me an Arcana check, please.
Rolled 19 plus 2, 21.
God, he's rolling 19. His 19s are going crazy, man.
Cloud, you raise the staff upward, and when you do, you feel this sort of force of affirmment as you raise this staff, and outward you hear and nothing happens as you hold the staff down.
You sure you're doing that thing right?
I'm using the staff correctly. I was just hoping perhaps maybe the college triggered a mechanism to open the door.
Yeah, let me
But
see
it
that. See
doesn't
if I
appear
can
to do so. I'll pass it back.
Yeah. I try to do the same, like, pose that I remember him doing, like, in the first area, just...
Please roll me an Arcana check.
that one.
Nothing happened.
And Jackal, when you raise the staff, you also feel this energy of upliftment, of power as you lift up this staff upward. And when you do, you hear and the staff begins to warp inward into your hand. And you feel this sort of swirl of wind collect in your palm as the rod
Oh god, you just critically failed with a magic item!
goes inward.
Oh no!
And in a large pop, chicken feathers exit from your hand.
See, I just did something. Just doing bird calls. I just made feathers.
I'm assuming I'm still invisible at this point too.
You are.
He'll
yeah.
just see
For
like
4
a
more
pair
minutes.
he'll just see a pair of like shoulders shrug, like he'll just kind of see like the cloak move.
Why don't you just, I don't know, shoulder tackle the door down? I mean, it's
It's a steel door, man.
you're pretty strong.
It's a steel door, man.
I don't see how that's relevant. I think you could just push it open.
Is there anything else around that would give us any hints as to how these doors may be opened? There has to be something that we're missing, Mr.
You
Jackal.
do not
need to open these
see
doors.
anything, and you have not really seen anything else around to signify this door opening for you in any sort of real way.
Let me try something here. I clap twice. Open sesame!
Quiet.
Did the orc corpse from the anchorite, did he perhaps have a key or anything on him? I didn't search him after I killed him.
You guys can search him. Go ahead and give me investigation checks if you both would like to.
Yeah. That is a
10 for me, 6 was
that is a 16 for me.
So as you guys sort of roll Granok over to see the exposed hole in his chest, you see the leather sort of pelt vest of cloth running down the front open up, and when you do, you see a collection of bone knives all hanging from the inside of the vest, and carved wounds grown over from old battles across his skin. You check his pockets, and the only thing you find in his pockets is 1 gold coin and a very small stuffed doll in the other pocket with blonde, sort of stringy hair and a bright blue dress wrapped around the front, and both button eyes missing from its face, but nothing else is on him.
Well, Jackal, I don't know how to open these doors, either this one or the large one in the chapel section there. We could go back and potentially investigate the altar some more, but aside from reclaiming your candelabra for a couple of gold pieces, I don't see us getting much else out of the building. But we can report back to Falcon that we did our job here.
I guess so. There is one door we have not checked. I walk over to this door where I heard the boars earlier. And I try to open this one again.
And
jostle it.
The door doesn't budge, but you do notice that the handle of this door has a hole in it for a key.
I tried the skeleton key with this one.
And the door opens up when you turn the handle. And from there, the door opens and you see outside of the building once more, peering outward.
Well, that's the outdoor. Looks like it's just another courtyard out here. Is there anything in particular out there?
Nope. Just more of the hillside you guys came in from, but on the side of the building you did not come in from.
Well, I'll just walk out and just be like, all right, time for some fresh air.
Okay. Cloud, do you join?
Yeah, I'll follow him out.
Beautiful. And as you guys come out, you can feel the crisp forest air sort of enter into your lungs. And the sound of boars has now dissipated. But the sound of brawling footsteps rushing towards you from the north begins to grow closer and closer as you hear yet another horn echo out from the north. What do you two do?
To the horn, but
Is this coming from the same direction that the camps were marked on the map, or that one of the symbols were marked on the map?
From the north, yes. It's coming from the direction of the green circled symbol.
Okay. I'll turn to Jackal. The map, the symbols.
all right, lead the way.
We'll start heading north, I guess.
And that will be the end of today's session, gentlemen. Thank you very much for this one. A bit of a long one, but thank you guys for hanging in tight. I appreciate you. That was a fun time watching you guys just stealth check the fuck out of this place. And thank you, my good sirs. And thank you guys at home for joining us for yet another one, session 23. Just another reminder, we will not be here next week. Hang tight. We will be back. It'll be a good time. We love you. And until next time, be good to each other.
See ya.
See ya.